basically what we're doing right now is waiting on snapdragons to bloom so we can put together bouquets so we can start selling at the farm stand. So hopefully that'll happen soon. You know, it's all weather dependent. But we have a lot of other things going on that I'm getting ready to show you. I'm going to show you some of the other things that I've started from seed that really aren't exactly flower stand related, because I do like starting seeds. Every year I kind of pick a few things that I want to put in my pots around the house and that kind of thing. You know, just help bring in the beneficials. So beneficial insects, so that will help the garden. A lot going on the back patio, a lot of stuff out there, hardening all that off, and just counting down the days till April 15th, because April 15th, I feel like after that, I can then put stuff out, even the warm season stuff out in the garden. I know, really, I'll look ahead, make sure we're not going to get any kind of hard frost or anything like that. I'll check, because really, when you're putting your warm season stuff out, you want to make sure your soil temperature is warm enough, and because especially celosia and zinnias, they'll stunt, they'll hate you if you put them in the ground, and the soil temperature is too cool. So I know all about that. So don't anybody send me any hate comments about that. But I know I have all of this to start blooming, and that patience is not one of my virtues, and I'm trying to work on it. So if you know me, you know that's really hard for me. Patience, patience, patience. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you around today. I'm going to show you what we've got going on, and we'll just take a little walk around. I think it'll be fun. I've got everything out of the hoop house, out here in the sunshine. I do start a lot of warm season annuals for the garden, for the farm stand, but I also start some for myself as well. Started a lot of the geraniums. So here's some of those. And then I have been propagating. These are some heirloom mums. I have one left from some I got 2 years ago. So I've been propagating those. I'll show you over here is where I've been propagating those. And then once they get big enough, I put them in the bigger pots. Been propagating a few dahlias, and then I've been propagating some autumn sedum. Here are the geraniums that I've been growing from seed. These are the eucalyptus that I started in November. I also have more over here. These are actually ready to plant out. We could plant them out, but the row I want to plant them out is next to the duck, and her little eggs, her babies have not hatched yet, so haven't been able to do that. A bunch of succulents that I've propagated. So I do have some nasturtium, I don't know how to say that I started from seed. Love these. They're kind of a trap crop, and I like to interplant those. So I start a lot of those. There's some cilantro, and then these are my marigolds. And I did not start those. I have some marigolds over here. These are my autumn sedum that I use to propagate the ones you see over here. And I cut off these a lot. And over in this corner right there, I've always had some marigolds, and the marigolds tend to reseed themselves. So I just actually pull them up. Like there's one, let me get my shadow out of the way. Right there. Just pull it up and pot it up. Some calendula that I just grow for myself. See, I've got some nasturtium right there ready to go, and I can just move it where I want. And these are some vinca. I just thought it would be fun to try and start some vinca for myself. So, you know, did that, because if you can start it, why buy it from any of the big box stores? These are my peppers that I've started, And then all of these are some dahlia seeds that I got from Floret that I've started. Have more over there. And then I've also started, all of these are some rosemary seeds that I've started. Rosemary seeds. And more dahlias. I'll show you the ones that I've already planted out. And then all of these, looky here. These are all of my warm season annuals that are hardening off, and hopefully in a couple weeks they'll be big enough that I can get them planted out in the garden. April 15th is our last average frost date, and I'm hoping that I can just plant them out then. I've got, oh, look at there. I have lemon basil. These I've already pinched. These I have not. And then I have cinnamon basil. I have not pinched that. I have pinched that. Then I have ageratum, which I have pinched. And then I have gomphrena, 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 and gomphrena. Obviously this gomphrena was started before this gomphrena. Oh, also this right here, the taller ones are an oregano that is just, what did they call it? An ornamental oregano. Wanted to try that. That's new for me. And then the little tiny babies are the begonia. And so these are all just kind of a trial. I have a few little zinnias mixed in there. Those were the zinnias that were coming up all curly and weird in my soil block, so I just pulled them and put them in here. Why not? It's mostly my warm season annuals that I've started. These are all the ones large, big enough to be hardening off out here. I started zinnias and celosia. Those are in the seed starting room, in the workroom. This rosemary plant is the whole reason I started my rosemary from seed. First of all, I think I kind of like to see if I can start different plants from seed, because I do like that part of it. But also I thought this would be great. Just 1 or 2 stems in a bouquet would make the bouquet smell great. It would add some texture, be really pretty. But I didn't really want to start picking off this plant without some backup. Therefore, I started the rosemary seed over there. It did say that rosemary was notoriously difficult to germinate, which it was, but I did have a pretty decent germination rate, and that it's a notoriously slow grower, which it is. But that's okay. Again, I kind of like to see, that's why I kind of like to see if I can start things from seed. So that's why this year I started the geranium, I started the begonia, I started rosemary, what else? Oh, thyme. I have to show you the thyme. Started all those were new things for me starting from seed, and they were really just for me. It was just something I wanted to try, and it just, I don't know, it's just something fun I like to do, add some fun for me. Okay, these are the creeping thyme that I started, again, just for myself, just for fun. So started those, and then those are the mulms that I've been propagating. Oh, I should show you. These are the mother plants that I've been propagating them all off of. And here is the rosemary. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right there. Okay, so then I have about 15 over here. So I have all of this rosemary started. Again, it's going to grow very slowly. Oh, and then over here, I forgot. I did grow this last year. I have lemongrass growing over here. And then these 2 taller ones are what I call Mexican sunflowers. Tithonia, I think, is their proper name. Those bring in the pollinators like nobody's business. So I love growing those. So I've started 2 of those. And the lemongrass, Another thing, I grew this last year as well. I'm growing the coleus, I think that's how you pronounce it. I've pinched these already, and then this is a new variety of coleus I'm growing. Again, I just love growing these things for myself, so these are all for myself, not for the cut flowers. And the lemongrass, growing for myself, not for the cut flowers. Lemongrass is really good for a mosquito repellent, and I keep that back here for the mosquitoes. So is the rosemary. That's another reason I'm growing the rosemary. And something else back here is that I'm growing. I forget. So let me just back up. Presently, this is what the patio looks like now. I have all kinds of things growing back here. I love it. This is springtime for me, and I just love it, love it, love it. Love growing things from seed that, I don't know, just new stuff from seed. And that's probably why I love growing the cut flowers as well, because I love just starting stuff from seed, seeing what I can grow. One thing, though, that really is giving me trouble this year, snapdragons. Oh my goodness, I started these things in January, and then they stalled out, and I took them out of the soil blocks and I put them in here, and they're just now, I mean just now, starting to pop up. Obviously, they never even made it out to the garden. I was hoping to fill in holes with these things. So I don't know. Snapdragons have really been giving me a headache this year. So I might just order plugs next year. I don't even know. Here are all the sunflowers in the hoop house. Look how much they've grown. Obviously, the taller ones are the first. Middle is the second. Over here is the third succession. Again, hoping that we're going to have some for Mother's Day, but it looks like we will. They're all doing really well. Right now it's about 90 degrees, 99 I think in there. So I'm not going to go in there. It's pretty warm and toasty, but they're all doing really well. The fan is helping. And I think the shade cloth has been fine. We talked about that in a video. That's helping to keep the heat down, and they're still growing well. So I think they're definitely getting enough light with the shade cloth on there. So the sunflowers are looking really good. I'm excited that they're doing well in the hoop house. When you start dahlias from seed, you have no idea what the dahlia is going to look like. And basically, it's probably not going to be a ball dahlia, which the ball dahlias are the best to put in your bouquets. But up along the fence for the garden, we wanted to put some things for beneficial insects and that kind of thing. So we decided to put the dahlias, So we decided to put the dahlias here as well as the autumn sedum. These things bring tons of beneficial insects, and also you can cut off them. Autumn sedum is definitely super easy to propagate, and if I don't really like these dahlias, if they're not pretty enough to put in bouquets, well, then that's okay. They're still going to bring beneficial insects in. And actually, this seed I got from Floret, and it was supposed to be their bee, something about their bee dahlia something. I can't even remember, but anyway. All right, so the garden. Here are the Lisianthus. And actually, I think they're looking really nice. Lisianthus is looking good. All the way down here. All of this is looking good. My lines are a little wonky because the heat. But they definitely are growing. Again, Lisianthus is a super slow grower. So, I mean, you just have to know that. You put it in and you wait forever. And they're beautiful, and that's why they're expensive, because they take so long to grow. And then my Rudbeckia definitely starting to take. And then my Rudbeckia has definitely started to take off, so I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna plant something down here. Nothing is planted here yet. All right, these snapdragons have not decided to take off yet. It's fine, they're still looking great. But these are growing really well, the Godicia. These won't flower till June. And look at all the pretty anemones. I just cut, was it yesterday or the day before? These all need to be cut. We've been cutting and cutting and cutting, waiting for all of, I'm gonna skip this row because I want to show you this. Waiting for all of these. Now, these are the short snapdragons, which I thought these would just, I thought these were going to jump up and be super tall, and these were going to be great. Now I'm worried that all of the shorter ones that I planted, like these were little when I planted them, and these overwintered great. And I thought these were going to have super long stem length. Now they're looking short to me. Who knows what they're going to look like when they finally bloom? I don't know. And then starts all the ones that had wonky stems, and then I cut. I definitely think these are going to be tall enough for bouquets. They're all just about to all start coming out. So pretty soon we'll have bouquets. Obviously there's some short ones mixed in, but definitely, if you can see down there, all that's going to be tall enough. So all of these that I was super worried about, definitely tall enough for bouquets. And all of those that I thought were definitely going to be tall enough for bouquets, now I'm thinking they're going to be too short. And I have no idea, because those overwintered great. They didn't have wonky stems. They're just starting to grow when they're supposed to. Who the heck knows? That's why I said I am having so much trouble with snapdragons. I mean, I started all these from seed. Apparently I can start them from seed, but I don't really know. Who knows? I keep saying I'm going to buy plugs next year. I'm just going to buy plugs. I'm going to buy plugs from Farmer Bailey and forget it. So, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. This is all my scabiosa. It all looks like it's starting to shoot up, and I should have blooms from that sometime soon. Then I did another succession right here. This is my dianthus, dianthus. It's all looking good. Dianthus is looking good. Feverfew is looking good, and yarrow is looking good. So, all that looks great. Then we've got some bee balm right here. It's looking good. All this Godicia is looking good. That plant needs to be pulled. It's not looking good. Godicia, a few little sunballs mixed in. Some bouquet dill looking good. This is status, looking good. Some bouquet dill that I just started, just put out. So this will be good. This will work. And then this is some Godicia that something was eating. So some plants are gone, but some are actually starting to grow and looking pretty decent. So that's good. And then these are all sweet peas right here that just came back. I had planted sweet peas here last year, and these just all reseeded, so I left them. So I'm super excited about that. Down in the lower garden, there's my larkspur, and yes, the duck is still sitting in the middle right there. We started digging dahlias, but we can only dig so far because Bob doesn't want to disturb the duck. Dug up some dahlias and then separated the ones that I want to keep, planted those up there. And then the remaining ones that I didn't really want to keep in the garden, that aren't really that great for bouquets, just planted those around the farm. Then we have the rest, the half of that row, just really right here. The other half, we have to dig those up, separate those. But I guess we have to wait till the duck is finished with her nest. And hopefully she's not sitting on, you know, not fertile eggs. I don't know. Who knows? I did look up, it's about 30 days that she's supposed to be sitting on these eggs, and then she has babies, so hopefully the babies will hatch soon. I can get to this larkspur and we can move on. But this part needs to be dug up. These dahlias are starting to pop up, so that's usually, I leave them in the ground because over here they can overwinter. Leave them in the ground, they start popping up, dig them up, separate them, and then replant them. Here's a cute little donkey in the background there. And then right here, this is the eucalyptus row that we tried to overwinter. We cut this all down. I thought this is what you were supposed to do, but they're looking all dead. So I do have eucalyptus that needs to get planted in a row. I was thinking of planting it in the same row, but actually now that I'm thinking about it, I might plant it in a different row. So anyway, but all this needs to be just like cut down because apparently it's all dead. I don't see anything coming back in there. And then let me turn you around. Over here, this is the very first succession of sunflowers. These are all peach sunflowers. They were started on the 19th. They are planted out here. Hopefully they'll do fine. I think they will, unless we have a really hard freeze, but we can cover them. So I think that should be fine. Again, random anemone that popped up. So here's the row. Sorry. So here's the row. There's Mama Duck right there amongst her larkspur. And then Godicia, Cerinthe right there. Back here is where we dug half of the dahlias. Up here is where we need to do the other half. There's a cute little donkey back there named Gully. He's just looking cute. That's what he does. And then right here, we have Buplurum and then Bells of Ireland. Oh my gosh, my, see the tall, that's bachelor buttons? Those are all starting to pop out. So I can't wait for that. And then behind that is Nigella. Did have a bunch of sweet peas here, but they didn't get watered, so I only have one left. And then do you see all of that in between the rows? That is actually oregano that overwinters. I use that a lot in bouquets actually when it starts to bloom. So then we have a row of potatoes, and then over here is where we've replanted the dahlias. Our thought here is that it does get a little shade from the trees in the afternoon, and our dahlias tend to really struggle in the heat, so we're hoping that the little shade will be helpful in the heat of the summer. So we'll see how dahlias do here. And then there's cute little Erin right there. They've actually become friends. Erin and Gully have become friends. So we're happy about that. When Gully leaves the pasture, Erin gets all upset. That's how you know they're definitely friends. I have sold a few bouquets to various customers with some anemones. Actually, on Friday, a couple of days ago, I harvested my first 2 snapdragons. So, and the duck let me, I snuck in there, I got a few larkspur, a few bachelor buttons, some anemones, and some larkspur. It was really pretty. So I was able to sell that bouquet. And other than that, I've been just working around here, seed starting, getting some warm season annuals started, that kind of thing. So, okay. Stop saying okay. Working on the garden and trying to get I have sold a few I don't know why I gave that face.